admitted there are flaws to his super dad image. Believe it or not, he's revealed he got booted from a kids' soccer match after having a go at the ref.
They're playing in the game and there was a penalty given. You know, the kids are like 7 years old. And I was like, and he sent the kid off. And I was like, come on, you know, he's a 7 years old referee, you can't, you know, send him off. And he looked at me, he was like, yes, I can. I said, OK, well, you can't, he's 7 years old. And he came over and gave me a red card. And he told me to get out of the park.
And Beck said he did leave the park but returned for the next match to watch his son play. So did David Beckham do the right thing by having a go at the umpire, or should he have sat back and let him do the job?
Well, here to share their thoughts are mum of 5 and a former Australian triathlon champion, Nici Andronicus. Good morning. Morning. And Sunrise parenting expert, Dr. Michael Carr-Gregg. Good to see you too. Nici, I'll start with you. Have you ever been in a situation similar to David Beckham, where you've wanted to say something to the ref?
With this many kids, every weekend, I swear, it's really, really tough. And when you know a lot more about the sport than the ref might, it's really hard to keep your mouth closed, I can tell you. And my husband is atrocious. I'm constantly kicking him to tell him to be quiet.
Michael, is it OK for parents to have some voice on the sideline?
Of course it is, Kochie, but there's a difference between cheering and encouraging kids and abusing match officials and players. Every single sporting code in Australia has reported an ugly parent incident. And for the record, I think David Beckham should have waited till after the match, taken the ref aside and had a quiet word in his ear.
Yeah, and Nici, a lot of sporting codes now require parents to sign a code of conduct. And then even, I know with our soccer code, there's like a one Saturday a season where there's no yelling or anything. Is that the way to go?
Well, really? I'm actually really torn on the subject because I think we might be breeding a generation of kids who might not necessarily really go for it and be the best they can because their parents quietly sit back and, you know, encourage their children passively. And I don't know if that's what's going to produce Australian champions that we're used to getting. You know, we may have a generation coming up. This is the first group coming through where the parents have been required by school and sporting codes of conduct at the sports field. And, you know, who knows what impact that's going to have in the future.
Michael, signing a code of conduct where you have games where no one yells, is that breeding a bunch of kids who are too soft?
Look, I think it is, and ultimately, surely to God, isn't it up to the parents to control themselves emotionally on the sidelines? I find it really disappointing that we'd even have to have regulations, but apparently we do. The downside to this, of course, is that the research shows that the more parents yell and scream at their kids, the less likely they are to enjoy the sport.
We had a match where Alexander was playing and these two buffhead dads were abusing the ref. The ref stopped the game, brought both teams to the sideline, got the two dads to come out and said, I'd like you to give the boys a talk on sportsmanship.
Nice.
Well, these two blokes went to water and it was the best thing I've ever seen. It was fantastic. Yeah.
That's kind of the way to do it, isn't it, really? Talk about it and get everyone. And we've even had one where the coaches... We had another team we were playing where the coach was yelling from the sideline and coaching the team, and all the parents all gathered together and went over to the coach and said, mate, put your head in.
Yeah, sometimes the coaches get carried away, but I think the parents are the ones that typically get a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Great advice.
Thanks.